Vacation, Laurie Kilmartin.
Irma Gerd. I am back, and I have a cold, Laurie. I have checked so many times. Certain I've got COVID.
Did you take this weekend?
Just two. I'm about to take another one after we part ways. But the turns out I don't have COVID. Turns out I have a cold, and it made me laugh because how many times have you performed with a cold? Hundreds.
Constantly.
Yeah, constantly. Where you're just like, no, if I have COVID, then I won't perform. But if I have a horrible cold, I'm irreplaceable. And
True.
that is not.
Take some Sudafed, it's fine. You know, as long as you're not sniffing all over the mic like a
just
cocaine.
Well, and just scratchy throated kind of, hey guys, how's it going?
It's a sexy, scratchy throat is always sexy. Don't worry, you were sexier this weekend than you've ever been.
That what is that? Burn, frazzle? What is it called?
Yes. Mm-hmm. The Bonnie Raitt, the Jen Kirkman.
Vocal fry.
Vocal fry.
No,
That's it.
vocal fry's different. It's not. Vocal fry is like a way of speaking.
That was the way I was speaking. I was.
Okay.
So it was less sexy and more irritating, or like a 19-year-old.
I don't think so. I think the quality of your voice is different from what a vocal fry is. Like vocal fry is like thing you pick up, you know, like.
And of course, just think of the writing. Just think of how great the writing is with this vocal fry going on. It ought to get me some cred, don't you think?
I don't know what you're saying right now, but you know what?
I don't know that I'll be holding up my end of the 1 hour.
I know. I had to read both the ads, and then now I'm tired. And you're like, "All right, here's the baton." And vocal fry.
And I was supposed to record at least 2 dork forests over the weekend. I've got a list as long as my arm. I don't have one for tomorrow. I do not have a dork forest. And I have skipped other weeks in the last 16 years, but I would say about 4. So, but I think we're going to skip one this week. I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, you headlined 4 shows over
5
weekend, 5 where your voice hurts, so that's going to happen. And you
and I got to do press for Denver, and I got to go to Denver a day early because I got to go into the radio on Thursday morning.
Oh wow! Are they only extra to come in early?
No, but remember, I'm famous in Denver.
Okay.
So the money's good.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I could face bringing merch, though I sold almost all of it, but because I was sick, I had the door guy sell it for me. So you got to pay that guy. And so that cuts into the profits. And, but they both did a really nice job. That there was two door guys who sold for me.
Oh, that's cool. Did you like that? All you had to do was sign things or what?
Yeah. All I had to do was just sort of talk to people and then pictures if they wanted, but not really because I have a cold.
Did you do a rate for the night, or was it per item that they sold?
How did I pay them? You mean?
Yeah.
Like tip them out?
Yeah.
I just tipped them $20 a show.
Okay.
So yeah, it seemed so like Friday night they made 40, Saturday the guy made 40. So.
And that's nice. And then so they did all the credit card stuff, the Square, everything like that.
Yeah. They did the Square, the cash. They pointed people to my Venmo. They were like, do whatever you want. Pay however you would. Yeah, it was kind of nice. They found sizes and I could just talk to people and it was good.
Yeah, who wants to be shuffling through sizes?
Mm-hmm. Right, it was kind of nice.
There you go.
And the MC and the feature shows were super fun.
Yeah.
I like Portland so much.
Yeah.
You know, the Siren was so nice. I was supposed to hang out with Shelly was from the Siren was going to do the Dork Forest. And I had to cancel because I was afraid I had the COVID.
Were you at the Siren this weekend?
No, I was at Helium, but but Shelly she pinged me and said, hey, I see you're coming to, do you want to go get coffee? And I said, do you want to do a Dork Forest? Because we had talked about her doing a Dork Forest a little over a year ago. And
you're a terrorist with those Dork Forest requests.
Right. Yesterday morning, it was going to be Kelly Sue DeConnick too, but I had to cancel with her too. Oh, well.
Well,
It was-
glad you're home.
the shows were good. The MC was really funny. The feature was really funny. There was both of theirs. They had both worked for the club before, but they had not had a full weekend booked until this weekend. So as per usual, I am the first headliner at brand new comics, and they aren't brand new. They've been doing it a while, but that was their first.
Right.
Yeah. And they were both very funny.
The crowd's masked. What was the crowd?
Yeah, they were masked, and the staff was going around going, "Hey, you're not eating and drinking right now. Why don't you pull that mask up?"
Do they have were they checking vaccines at the door? No.
Nope. And the mask law goes away in March. So they won't have to mask up at all come March. Hoping that Omicron will be kind of under control, I guess.
Yeah. Check out Denmark. It's not. They lifted a bunch of restrictions and whoop, it went right back up again.
Right back up.
I don't know.
Well,
maybe I read the wrong tweet. Maybe I'm wrong.
I got a Delta mask. I got a branded Delta airline mask.
Must be nice to be you, Jackie.
It's fun. I don't know if I can wear it on the Delta flight because I assume that the first Delta employee that asks me for it, I have to give it to them. They're like, "Hey, I've always wanted to get one of those," and I'm like, "Oh shit."
But why would a Delta employee want a Delta mask? Wouldn't they want to get away from Delta on their off hours?
Right, but they might be able to, like, it would match their outfit because they're all wearing an outfit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people had heard the album.
Okay.
And saw the special.
Oh no.
So there was a lot of nodding.
Oh no.
But it did make me try a lot of new premises.
Oh God, my nightmare.
Mm-hmm. I was like, I don't think I can be much more famous than this. You guys.
Fuck.
I don't have a new. I mean, it wouldn't be it isn't really that big of a problem until the closer. Because the closer is supposed to be really good. Right? And it's supposed to be a surprise because of stand-up.
Oh,
and so it was none of that for some of those people. But I wish I had taped Saturday for a show because this cold was so bad for a show last night that I was super punchy and it was really fun. I literally just lost. I just raged. It was awesome.
Did you audio tape it? Punchy comedy's the best when you're.
I know it really is. I should have audio taped. I didn't. I forgot that they don't have a setup at Portland Helium.
Yeah. I told you when I was at the attic a couple weeks ago, I started a joke that I'd done on the Late Late Show, and a woman started applauding like she was excited, and I was like,
oh shit. She wanted to hear it, but it'll throw you.
Yeah.
It just throws the timing of it where you're like, all right.
It's very unsettling. It's like I like the feeling of they don't know who I am, they don't know what I'm going to talk about, and I deliver the information on my timeline. And the idea that they know who you are, that's one thing. That kind of like, well, what do you know, right? And then that they would have heard material is it's real sneaky. It makes me not trust the audience.
And you're so full of trust going in when it comes to the audience.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird feeling knowing that they may have heard stuff,
Here's my other crazy thing about the road right now. They're using such an incredible, like, nobody's forced to wear masks at some of who was I talking to? Ophira, I think. And she was like, no one's forced to wear masks at this hotel, but they canceled the shuttle because of COVID.
Oh God.
And you're like, come on, pick a lane.
Stupid.
Pick a lane.
Yeah.
Hotel.
It's so dumb.
Yeah. Clearly one of those things saves them money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They didn't have any aspirin at the front desk. I was like, you guys don't have any aspirin? And they said, no, people were stealing it. And I'm like, that's because they had headaches. Just let them.
Who steals aspirin?
I don't know, but they didn't have any, you know how like sometimes they have like there's a leave and there's asprin, there's
for sale,
razor blades and for sale. If fancier hotels, they give it to you for free, toothbrushes and toothpaste. But
but
even at the
taking it, they probably have a headache or they don't feel well.
Yeah. So why don't you
in a pandemic? Why not free aspirin until COVID goes away at these
right? But the club was great. Actually, they got me COVID tests and they got me a thermometer. And
you got to take up the thermometer home. That's nice.
Yeah, no, I told them I was keeping it.
It's not the headliner's thermometer that just goes to every headliner.
Right. Oh, too funny.
Uh-oh.
So what sets did you do? What shows?
I had sets. I had some sets here and there this week. And I think I'm getting like figuring out a different way to talk about being a mother a little bit, because it does.
That's cool.
Connect. I mean, no, I'm just saying like different material, right?
Right. No, that's
reflects my son's age and reflects my situation now, which isn't that I'm completely trapped by caring for this person, that I'm slightly trapped,
Right.
So
as he ages, the
right.
trap changes.
That's right. So it's a different place to come from, which I'm still trying to figure out. But it's joke by joke. There's no quick way to do it. Like the jokes that work tell you the direction you'll be going in.
Yeah, they do. They literally. That's what I miss about that Saturday First show, because I've been working on sort of that gender thing.
Mm-hmm.
I posted just the basis of the gender joke, right? And so I posted that on TikTok, and it has 287,000 likes, which is amazing. But here's my the Dork Forest with my brother Phil, 580, which isn't bad for the podcast, and the Jackie and Laurie clips that I put up also in the 500s. So TikTok really likes stand-up, and they like short stand-up.
Well, I think also talking about gender in any way it's an issue that does really well on TikTok.
Right, it's going to blow up if it's good, and or if it touches some nerve,
or if it's terrible, or if
it's super angry. Terrible.
Yeah, or it's really phobic of for sure.
Yeah, if it's some horrible take. My favorite responses though, because there's like 300 comments, and many of them are the people telling me what they wanted to be treated as when they were little kids. Because I do that in that Benning Huckleberry Finn Snoopy thing.
Yeah. So
funny. One of my favorites was some kid goes, when I was 11 years old, I wanted to be a fire truck. I was like, the truck? And he goes, exactly.
That's so great. That's awesome.
It was so awesome. And there's just so many interesting different takes on what people wanted to be and all these things. It was pretty great.
Did you cut up your cordon set, or is this from your special?
That was from the special. The cordon set has, I put that up there. I think that only went pretty good, but nothing like this. So I think it was like 20 or 30,000. So
I should chop some stuff.
Yeah, I have to figure out. And the thing is you can use, I was told this too, is that I can repost old bits that I've already posted on TikTok, because they'll come back in the feed, because that's how the feed works. They've never seen it, right? It'll find 4 million new people or whatever.
You mean repost it?
Yeah.
Or like, is it like retweeting a tweet, or is it you just make it?
No, you just upload it again. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a way to repost it from itself. You can share it cross platforms, but that's different.
Okay. Do you, and I mean, maybe that makes a difference with people coming out to see you. I don't
Yeah.
know. So,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. No, I think it does. I mean, the Snoopy bit,
Yeah.
it felt like absolutely everyone in the audience had heard it.
Wow.
And then I found out that Snoopy has been co-opted by the non-binary set, and they're like, "No, Snoopy is a gender icon," and I was like, "Yeah, I think he was called a he, but I don't have a horse in this race. I don't even have a dog in this race. You can have Snoopy if you want. You can have Bugs Bunny. You could, because a lot of people are into Bugs Bunny too. But you're just like, all right, I don't. Yeah, but because there were some people who got a little defensive in the comments too, like you do. They're sitting alone in their bedroom staring at their phone. So they got some, they can call me on some shit that I'm not doing. Go for it. You knock yourself out.
In that, yeah. In that little crowd work thing I put up where I was yelling at somebody for filling out a comment card during jokes about my mom dying.
Mhm.
Somebody accused me of punching down. What?
No, that's literally a little bit just because you're slightly taller. You're about 3 inches
Yeah, maybe that's it.
higher
I
than her.
mean, I'm like, I don't want to explain it to you. And this also being told that makes me want to punch down.
That'll show them.
And I don't
You
mind.
want an example of
Who
punching
cares?
down?
I've had fun, good jokes. But I mean, it's not someone's, whatever. It was just like comment, everyone's allowed to have their say.
You know that Taylor Swift song, Calm Down?
Mm-mm.
It's she's like, you're taking shots like I'm Patron. Like it was like you're if you say something on the street, that's great. But if you say something on TikTok, it's not even 7 a.m. It's come on, man, calm down. I wonder if you're okay. The lyrics on the calm down.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me personally.
No, I'm trying to, I'm massacring the lyrics of the song.
I just realized I was supposed to send
in the middle of that fascinating story. You just came
a quick time
Yeah,
reporting to Becca and Alex. Oh shit. I'll do that as soon as I get off here. Okay.
Sure.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, whatever. And yeah, I was home mostly, and I'm just home this month. I'm panicking,
Yeah.
It's weird when I have like a good set and I feel like new materials coming and I'm like, all right, I'm on the right path. Then I'm like, I think I'm doing okay. But if like new stuff doesn't work and I have to do old stuff, I start panicking about money.
Right.
And,
weird. That's so weird. Yeah.
Getting very obsessed about things. And so it doesn't, like if new shit works, like I'll buy myself something. Cause I'm like, like I bought the comfiest pajamas at Target, but that's because I had
you had a really good set. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's you deserve it. You treat yourself.
Yeah, that'll treat yourself sort of self-talk that also that could lead to a panic buying or overbuying, and then
Yeah, I don't think dashing off to Target for a $30 pair of pajamas. You're still pretty frugal, is what I'm saying.
Well, no, you know what? When I took my son with me to Vermont for New Year's Eve, I was like, I will spare no expense because we haven't been anywhere. And I didn't. And I got a gigantic credit card bill because we went skiing, we rented stuff, we did, we went to restaurants, we did fun stuff.
Yeah.
That cost a lot of money because it was tourist season. And yeah. And then I get the bill this in the month that I don't have any work.
Right. So that'll just screw with your head. That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I with my writing partner, we were working this week, and so he had an idea that is a good idea, but to implement it, we had to like almost redo every scene after it. And I was like, oh, fuck. Because I thought we were kind of done. And then.
Yeah. Well, you were done with the draft.
Yeah, we were. And then it was kind of. And then I mean, we're not writing the whole thing. We're just writing out each scene, so we have it to pitch. We're not writing the actual script, although we're writing a lot of dialogue as we go. So it, know how scenes transition into other scenes. But I just felt like on the previous week, I was like, all right, we got this. Now let's practice pitching it. And then he had this idea and I was like, yeah, that actually makes more sense. It's more realistic and it opens up other funnier opportunities. But to implement it like the second half of Act 1 and the whole rest of it had to be majorly rehauled.
Right.
And it was depressing, but we did it, and now I'm like much more excited about it.
Right, now it's done, and so it just took another week. That's all. But
when you think you got it, and then for some reason, or someone will tell you for stand-up, oh, so and so does a bit like that. You're like, what? No, this is the cornerstone of this chunk. Fuck, so you got to take it out and think of a different way to do it.
Yeah.
It's always depressing when you
think you got it, and then you get into it, and you're like, it's so much better. So you're kind of psyched.
Yeah,
but it takes a sec. That's all. I didn't get to do anything in Portland. That was the sad thing. Like I didn't even leave my hotel except to go to the club.
Right. You got to stay healthy.
Yeah. And I didn't want to get anybody sick.
Mm-hmm.
And, but my new stuff it's got some hope. There's some hope there. And then Friday, I was like, I don't think I should go. I felt so bad on Friday. I was so sick. I was like, it was headache, scratchy throat, and nausea. And so I thought for sure that was COVID. Yeah. And even if it wasn't, what a horrible way to feel. And so you got it when you do a reach out, when you call somebody, you want to call somebody who's going to give you the answer you want. So I called Bamford and I was like, hey, can I cancel the shows if I don't feel well? And she's like, yes. And because if I would have called you, you were like, well, how? Matter of fact, who did I talk to? I don't think it was Darla. I don't know who it was. Somebody said, well, if we weren't in a global pandemic and you just had a cold, would you perform? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, there's your answer. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Right. It is. Yeah. I mean, before you had gotten tested, right? There must have been a couple hours of, oh my fucking God.
Right. And I thought I'd be trapped in Portland for a week.
Now you're stuck in Portland and
paying for my own hotel.
Right.
Animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. But I'm still gonna test. I'm gonna test for the next couple of days just to make sure, because I'm supposed to go to Denver on Wednesday. I'd hate to drag it around with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm supposed to do press tomorrow. Phone press. And then keep going. But then I have a week and a half off. And then I do DC. So
dang. I got a lot going on.
Yep. I wish I was writing a script.
I feel like I'm out of show business right now.
Well, you're writing scripts. You're writing,
Yeah.
I wish I was a lot of silence here. You got anything?
Sorry, folks. We're both tired. And I don't know about you. I'm slightly depressed.
Right. Hearing about my road work cannot be fun for you because you're like, no, why am I not on the road?
I wish I had COVID on the road. That's what I want. That's what I'm thinking. Here you are complaining about it.
Right. I wish I was all vaxxed and boosted on the road. Yeah. But they were, it was so funny that the club was nice, as you can imagine. And they got me some pho. They bought me some lozenges and some tea and some NyQuil. And
I my knee is hurting so much that I
Oh, yeah?
can't do breaststroke kick, which is devastating for me. So
Oh,
I
is that more of like the frog kick? What is, or is it? Okay.
it's the frog kick. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, that's what it looks like. So
Yeah, it does. Okay.
Mhm.
So I decided, so I'm like reading about, knee pain, and it's sugars and
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. You turned our thread into some diet thread, which made
I
me want
didn't
to
mean
leave it.
to. I
I
know.
know.
It's
I know.
awful.
It
But
was
I
awful.
did buy some stuff that's low, just, to be conscious of cutting back on sugar. I can
Mm-hmm.
never do a zero sugar. I can't be, that's not in my constitution to be that person that looks, that just
Right.
takes over your brain,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I can just less. I just want to see what the deal is. Like, does that mean, and I can't necessarily track it, say that's the thing. I also started taking turmeric, which somebody on like a mom's message board that I go to, it's a secret one. You can't know about it. Only I know about it. But although Tina Fey did a thing on 30 Rock about it, she alluded to it. But here's my point:
Is she in it?
What?
Is she in the mom?
She's got to have been. It's anonymous. But
Okay.
it's this one where for a time, and it's not, it used to be Urban Baby, which is really famous, like in the mid 2000s, but
Okay.
it morphed into something else. But it was this when I was head writer on 23/6, there was like a lot of powerful people in it, and they had a lot of gossip and stuff. And someone had said that before this was out, that Bristol Palin was pregnant.
Mhm.
And so I immediately wrote up some, I think like baby shower cards or something, like comedic baby shower cards.
Yeah.
Posted the second the news dropped.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was really
Nice.
exciting. But I was like, oh, we have a power player in here who knows about politics. That was kind of cool.
Right.
Who knows if that person's still there? You come and go. There's also a bunch of psychotics in there. But anyway, somebody had said that they take 1,000 milligrams of turmeric a day, and it took them from being unable to walk to walk. So I'll try that too. I'm doing that too. And then I asked my primary physician if I could meet with a orthopedic surgeon, just to see what's going on. I don't know, maybe something snapped, I don't know. I just don't want to be
not able to do that. Yeah. You
Yeah.
want to do the thing that you do.
Yeah.
That's your thing.
Yeah. Even when I watched Charmy, it took her like on a 45-minute walk. At the end of the walk, my knee hurt. I'm like, I could see someone going, well, I guess you can't do breaststroke anymore. Live with it. You're middle-aged now, you're 56, but walking, I need to be able to walk.
Right.
Okay. I need my knees.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so I'm trying things, and hopefully today feels a lot better, but whatever, we'll see how.
I bought some turmeric at a farmer's market from a dude who was like, it's really good for joints. And I was like,
yeah,
I just want to be supportive. So I've been taking them because, they're in the house.
That's
if you got vitamins that are sitting
in your
around.
body, Jackie, as long as you're nearby.
They're not going to kill me. It's just, that's what I like about hippie medicine.
Yeah.
Is that they're just like, why'd you eat more kale? All right. That's never going to kill me, eating more kale.
Great. Did you, I think we recorded our podcast like hours before Twitter became an insanity hothouse for comedians.
Right. What was it again? It was a week ago.
It was. So like Joe Rogan, like it was needed a bunch of episodes, right? And the thing was he wasn't even asking for people to defend him, but his little soldiers who, make money off of being his friends decided to go onto Twitter, and we're all like free speech
volunteering that they're friends with the guy. And I know a lot of comics, but it's not happening.
He's probably so many people like him. He's probably very nice in person when you're
Yeah.
one-on-one. You know,
Sure,
he's probably
sure,
one
I
of those
know.
guys.
He's nice enough to me.
Exactly.
And
Right.
right.
But one of a comic, we all know why. I don't know why. Because I'm gonna run into these people at clubs, so I don't want to be like on tape actively
Yeah.
slamming them. But this person sent a tweet in support that was so boneheaded and just like, what?
We
Just,
all changed our Twitter handles to that name.
I know, and
It was awesome.
comedians are not your hero, and spooky mental health. I don't know. Like I just remember pieces of it now, and it was one of those things where like part of me was like, oh, don't weigh in on this. You're gonna run into him at the club, and then it just became like, I can't. I'm trying to make comics laugh. Okay, maybe not this one, but everybody else. And we're all,
Right.
and it's became a news story, and you can't ask me not to make a joke.
No,
news
for
I'm
a million
sorry.
years, you've been writing jokes about the news.
Yeah.
It is your go-to. And I
But it was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
Eye rolling and embarrassing, you
Right.
know?
I was just like, I was trying to think, what dirtbags do I know that I still talk to? And neither one of these guys. This guy is just a mess. Oh, wait, I got two of them that are just messes.
Right.
And I mean, they're not actively telling people not to get vaccinated. And they need help. Those two guys.
Yes.
And this guy, he was just a bad boyfriend, and it sounded like she was a terrible girlfriend. So I don't think that.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if it came, like if it comes when people slam those three, and they really only slam the one, but I don't then go to the internet with my defensive, like I barely know the three of them, right? I mean, I know them in passing.
Right. I mean, but those, well, two of them, I don't know about the middle guy, but two of them are, who cares? It's like behavior stuff. I'm just saying like with the whole Spotify thing was, it was like censorship, and it was the wrong words. Like Spotify is a company trying to make money, and they decided we'll make more money if we remove these podcasts that have the N-word in them than if we leave them up. And that's all it is. And it's not free speech, or it's free speech. Is the government not letting you say something? Are they putting you in jail for saying something? If they're not, then you have free speech. That's it. I mean, it drives me nuts that comics misunderstand that, and whether it's deliberate so they can.
It's not hard constitutional law.
No,
it's very, very basic sentences that we can all comprehend.
And but I mean, like Spotify is shitty, and the money they make off of playing our stuff and everyone's stuff, they give to Joe Rogan, and I mean, good for Joe Rogan, I guess, but and the people that he has on and helps and also makes millionaires, like good for them and their little ecosystem, I guess, Yeah.
Let's complain about it after the break.
It was exasperating.
It was exasperating because we know that it isn't, that very little workplaces are fair, and very little, job situations are just, but there's a dumb-dumbness to it that makes you want to go, well, you're not even thinking this through. So it's just too bad.
I mean, everyone has their audience, and they're lucky that their audience is willing to pay a lot to see them, and will go to comedy clubs during a pandemic and sell out a club, and who knows, pass around COVID or not. I mean, I guess you know what I mean, like that. It's exasperating to be someone who to be
responsible in the face of all that
ish. Yeah.
That's what I think gets you, is that you're like, I'm being smart about this. I'm being safe about this. And these assholes who are not are being rewarded,
Yeah.
for being mean, for being stupid, and for being like sort of rash, right? For being reckless. And they're all being rewarded for it. And but you can't really think about it like that. I have to just think, well, just keep plugging along, just work on that dog chunk.
I know. That's the thing. Like, we're a product of the time we came up in, for sure. And we can't, there's some things we just cannot get out of our comedy DNA. But one of them, I feel like, is the promise that if you get good enough, you'll be rewarded. And just to have it,
I don't know when they stopped lying. When did they stop lying to comics about that?
I don't know.
Because I don't think you weren't told that, were you, Kyle?
No.
No, there you go. So, right. And you're what, 10, 12 years in?
15.
15 years in? Okay. So
it was also something told to female comics, women are funny, but you're one of the good ones. So you just have to work a little bit harder, and you'll be one of the good ones we reward. And then it kind of, you're like, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got it. And not even picking up, for me, for years, not picking up on the good ones, sort of sexism and stuff like that.
Yeah. That it was just racism and sexism and all the isms.
It's a way to go, no, it's not.
Yeah. Right.
For me are not going to happen for you.
My least favorite is, if you do this for me, I'll remember it.
Right.
And then I'll get you next time.
Yeah.
That guy Cliff, who owned the Appleton Club.
Oh yeah.
Probably 15, 20 years ago, he told me,
from a club owner. Oh, it's such a lie.
Oh, it's such a lie. If you work for this amount this time, I'll pay you fair next time.
Yes, right.
That's what never happened. I never worked again.
And then
he's like, I just needed to fill. Yeah.
Cation wants fair money. I got to sell the club and get out of this.
He had like Packer tickets. He had season Packer tickets, and he drove a BMW. And I was like, dude, you have more than $900 for a weekend.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's just a dumb weekend of comedy,
Yeah. That was crazy. It was huge though, for like 2 days.
Yeah. It was I'm in the same profession as this person. Really? Yeah. This seems nuts,
It really does.
I love how Marin kind of broke it open by
quote tweeting
by being funny too.
Yeah. Literally. Did he quote tweet it, or did he just respond to it?
But
he just replied to it.
That became gigantic. And that, I think, broke it open for I think a lot of comics are like, what? All right. And then when he replied, it was like, all right, it's unleashed. The dam has been broken.
Yes. I do. And it's so funny because people were like, you would know, you're not funny. And I'm like, have you watched Mark Maron do stand-up comedy? It is a goddamn delight.
Oh yeah. I mean, and
it's a storytelling, and then it's self-deprecating, but it's not too self-deprecating, and it's ego, and it's all these things, and it's always a weird topic, and you're like, it's amazing. I love his stand-up, actually.
Yeah, he's great. And the thing, the insult of you're not funny is, well, comedy's subjective, so that's on you. If you don't think I'm funny, but a bunch of other people do, what's wrong with you? That's my question. My question isn't what's wrong with me, So
I would like that to be the name of this episode. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Where are we in the world?
39.
Oh, Christ on a cracker. I love all of you.
Yeah.
But what do I? So they gave me, so I was so certain I had a temperature, right? So he brings me a thermometer, 97.4. So I couldn't be more normal. 98.6, right? Is the standard.
Yeah.
So it's been 97 whatever all 3 times. So I'm like, no, I'm dying. People don't understand. I never get sick. And when I do, I am a giant fucking baby about it every time. And yeah. And then I don't want to take NyQuil because it's a drug, right? And I'm trying not to do drugs. But I would like to sleep so that I could do stand up and heal. And then he bought me a bunch of honey flavored Ricola. So Nick at the Portland Helium, you're an angel.
I do. If I have a cold, I will take Sudafed before a set, just so I'm not sniffling on stage.
Mhm.
And but I usually don't do much. I did have. Here's the thing, like, I don't even know why have any kind of feelings of malaise, because I had a colonoscopy last week, came back normal,
That's it. The big butt peak, right?
Yes.
All right.
And,
I know.
That's something my son would say. So if you're ever wondering if you're
I am a hit with 15-year-olds. People don't know.
really are. Yeah.
It's,
And mammogram came back okay. Like all the things you check off your yearly or whatever
right.
you do. It's like, hey, I could have got terrible news this week, and my life would have been upended, and I would have been prayed for my life to be as boring as it feels today. So I was trying just to remember how great it is to be bored and
to be
surroundings,
pretty healthy and yeah.
Yes, and home,
not
and putting away Christmas lights, and just not leading an exciting life. Well, if I had colon cancer, I'd be praying to be this bored. So
right.
It's bad when you're telling yourself, at least you don't have colon cancer. Whatever you've done.
Yeah. I had a couple of friends die this week. It's gonna go like this now for the next 30 years. I know. Bit of a pity. Someone's got cancer and somebody else has their husband died, and you're like, okay, shit. And everybody's like 55, right? So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, my mom's best friend, Mrs. Kelly, I call her every once in a while. She's 86, and she just talks about how hard it is to have all of your long-term friends dead, and you can make new friends, but you have no history with them. And maybe it'll be on your new hobby of gardening, but they won't. Like, can you imagine, 30 years from now, you and I, one of us is dead. The other's like, well, let me just talk to my neighbor about gardening. And you don't even mention stand-up comedy, or you don't have, you have nothing to talk about. It's like your former life didn't exist at all, because you're the last one left.
It'll still come up. You'll tell the gardening person about it.
It is. Well, I mean, the thing is the other people, it will come up. You're correct.
Well, one of us will be doing a gardening chunk.
And and they'll ask that same question. Well, do you write your own material? And you'll have to answer that answer until you're 86 years old. But someone explained it like this, is that the people in your life who have the other half of the story.
Oh, right? Exactly.
So when they die, you're like, well, where's the rest of that story went with them? Like my stepmother, all those stories went with her. And now, granted, revisionist history over here, I can make up anything I fucking want. But I miss it sometimes because she knows what I'm talking about, right? The people, they got the other half of the key.
Yeah, that's true, man. So she was saying it was hard to make friends. And then she also, like, sometimes she'll go on these, because my mom was really hard to be friends with for a while, and she's like, she thinks it's because of the meds and my mom's in so much pain that me just
that'll make you grumpy. Yeah.
Yes. Me having a blown out knee is maybe why I feel so sad and depressed right now. And it feels better too. Like, I'm just a total pussy. But maybe that contributed a lot to my mom's state in the last 10 years. Right. But so it was hard for Mrs. Kelly to, still be cheerful in the face of, because she's also like a Democrat and stuff like that. So anyway, so God bless her for maintaining the friendship. Yeah. And I think my mom put in a lot of hours when she and her husband were breaking up. So, so they're like, they repaid each other. Right. But sometimes she'll just be like, and you know what? your dad wasn't the saint you girls think he was. And I'm like, wow, just, hey, easy.
You
I
don't
don't
have
want
to
to know anymore. I'm happy where I am.
right. We can leave him be, leave him rest.
Seriously.
And
But she did know my parents for their entire marriage.
Right.
Like my parents got married and almost immediately my dad got a job in Iran working for Mrs. Kelly's husband. And so
okay.
they all lived together in this compound in Tehran, this American engineering compound. So Mrs. Kelly's like, she knows my parents 7 years before I was born. Like she's a witness to that history.
Yeah.
So I try to get little nuggets from her, but I'm like, I don't want
Was she at their wedding?
No, right after they married is when they met.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But
And-
and has been along for the entire journey of my mom's life, you know. and
Right.
Saw it all.
That is,
I don't know.
yep. I was trying to, and I weeded off in the midst of that story.
I can
Because
tell, and I love watching you try to scramble. And
oh my God, if I had all of my faculties, oh my gosh, it would have been seamless, but nope. So I was trying to work on this thing. It is never going to work. This is this premise is can be dustbin until another day,
okay,
which is that when you look at other people's lives, I always think that they have their shit together.
right.
I'm like, well, they must have been taught when they were kids how to live their lives, because look at they look relatively content and they have jobs and relationships and all these things. I don't feel like that inside. And I don't feel like I was ever given those tools, even though my parents weren't terrible. You know, there was no like obvious, you know, this is the tool for this. This is the tool for that. And it would be kind of great if we did that. Where if you were like 13 and it was your bar mitzvah or your bat mitzvah, where you would just get like an OXO culinary set from Target with all, like, there's a ladle and a spatula, and like you're like, this is the tool for when you want to do something wrong and you pause, or you know, like whatever. So
Wait,
imagine that.
a ladle.
Yeah. Imagine that enormous minute and a half premise.
Oh, okay, right.
Me trying to work on that on stage with a cold.
You're saying the emotional equivalent to cooking utensils.
Yeah, because they come in a package. You know,
Yeah.
they're different utensils, and so you would have different tools for how to grow up and be a person, an adult. And so, what would they be? And that's where I brought it. I brought that on stage with me. We had to
Jackie,
abandon it there pretty quick.
No, if you figure it out, the merch that you can sell after the show, all of these little utensils with don't go to sleep angry on the handle of a soup ladle. I mean, I can't even handle the amount of money you're gonna make.
It's just gonna be bank. I'm just gonna be, oh my gosh. Sold out of squish shirts this week again. Tried to reorder the dad shirts. It turns out, so my screen printer was like, we can't get XL union made gold shirts. Do you want just regular non-union made? And I was like, no, part of the pitch is that they're union made. And I don't want them not to be union made. He was like, they look exactly the same. And I was like, do they? Anyway, how about no? How about everybody goes on back order? We'll figure it out.
Why just they're overwhelmed with orders?
I don't know. They're having a hard time getting the cotton or the dye, or the production's down, or maybe people are like, I don't want to work in a t-shirt factory. So they're not grinding out that many. I don't know why. Yeah. Might be truckers.
Truckers. Let's blame the
Could be.
Canadian truckers.
I think they're United States truckers, the bad guy truckers.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah,
Some of them are Canadians. You know, let's not underestimate the Canadians, the assholes too. We've given them a free ride for too long. I'm going to do that JFL tour in April in Ontario for 10 days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, at the end of April. So
Is that
your Moon Tower stuff is still good.
right? Are you
But I was
getting?
told, and I'm not going to join you at Moon Tower.
Are you getting at least that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I want you to tell me. Thank God. There we go.
Yes.
10 days.
I told you. Yeah, so I have a couple nights off too.
Mhm.
I will be missing a few swim meets. That breaks my heart, but I'll be home for most of them. And yeah, so that's cool. Oh, you know what? We should do comic of the week.
Let's do it.
Do you want to
Okay,
take a
our
break and then do comic of the week?
Yes.
Yep. Go for it.
Our comic of the week is Sydney Washington.
Sydney Washington.
Yes, I just worked with her. It's weird because we've been like Twitter friends, and so we finally met in real life. And so I worked with her at the Dynasty a couple nights ago.
Oh, nice.
Which was a really fun show, which made me buy things because I was like, oh, that
Good set.
Let
But
me
Sydney
treat myself
Washington,
to
what's her
snack.
Twitter handle?
Her Twitter handle is
SYD, I think.
Just Sid NYC. So JUST SYD NYC.
yeah, and
Okay.
Sydney is SYDNEE,
Yes.
and Washington, normal.
It's like
spelling.
Washington.
Yes. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
check her out. She's very funny.
Yeah. Comic of the week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we broke in another one. Another lucky lady can enjoy the riches of being a Jackie and Laurie comic of
Get
the
the
week,
Jackie and Laurie bump. Live it up, ladies.
which we don't enjoy, but we hope you do.
Oh my Christ.
Yeah, I have a premise that I also think I have two jokes in it that are funny, but
Oh.
it's so strange. I don't know if it's gonna be long term. But then I felt like that about another thing that I brought back and kind of started working. So maybe I just need to spend a little time on it. But also I guess my interests more are figuring out my who I am
We're-
on stage again.
And
right.
we're doing a Max Fun show in like 3 hours.
We are. Yes. Oh, I'll try it then. You could check it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing a special show for our Max Fun subscribers. Just for them. It's a little Zoomer.
You want to
Done
set
it for our
Kyle?
Patreon people. And so we're happy to do it for our Max Funners as well. Yeah. So next time
Kyle, would you like a set?
I'm committed to a family thing, but my heart is saying yes.
Yes.
next time we do the drive, guys, sign up and you'll get a highly infrequent Zoom show.
Right. You'll get, but it'll be,
They're good
I was
shows.
thinking about,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
good shows. They're really good shows. I was thinking about like the people that are in Patreon and Max Fun, because Patreon
Real
is only,
heroes.
it can be as much,
Oh.
it can be as little as $1 a month, but Patreon, but I think Max Fun has to be $5 or $10 a month.
And it often is $1 a month. Thanks, guys.
And if you are not giving us $1 a month, feel free to fucking give us $1 a month. It's $12.
Or could you guys review our albums on iTunes and give us 5 stars and say what you liked about them? We would really appreciate that. That would help us move merch. It wouldn't cost you anything either, or review them on wherever I've shot a contact into my brain. Wherever you
God.
listen to
I've
it,
been staring at my
give us
own.
a positive review. That would be great.
Right. And my Venmo is just at Jackie Cation.
Wow.
Is that something?
Wow.
Is
Coming
it yours,
from
Lori
someone who's
Kilmartin?
got
one?
road work and is going and getting paid extra to do radio in Denver this
I'm
week.
not being paid extra to do radio.
Just said they're paying you a ton of money.
That's because I'm famous in Denver. It's the
Mhm.
only place in the world that for some reason I am famous. I was at a coffee shop in Denver and I ordered a coffee and the guy goes, "Are you Jackie Cation?" And I was like, "What's happening?"
You should have said, no, I'm Kathleen Madigan.
Funny.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I want to take my son on vacation in June, like even
Really?
though, I want to get out of the country. I want to go to Europe if possible. And
Wow.
I just want to rack up those memories before I die. Or before he goes to college and then, he starts his life and he's never going to hang out with me again. I can't make him do stuff. Like until he's 18, I can make him fly with me, travel with me. And then I lose my control. And then what will I be? I swear to God, when my son finishes high school, I will be hanging out every night at comedy clubs. I feel it. I'm going to be.
I wonder, your life will change fundamentally for sure.
I will revert to my early open mic self, I think.
I hope for your sake you do, because I could hang out every night, but I'm super tie. I don't wanna. I just
Yeah.
want to hang out. I just want to lie down.
Right now, I just dart away because even now, like, he's 15, but he doesn't go to sleep until I come home. He's
Okay.
he's at the house by himself while I'm away doing the sets.
Yeah.
If I'm out till 11, he's up till 11, kind of slightly worried about me.
Mhm.
And then he's got to wake up and go to school, and that's not enough sleep. They need 9 or 10 hours at this age, so it's still stressful to just be like, oh, I can't wait to not be in charge of someone's sleep.